Hey everyone, Mr. Serge here. I hope you're having a really great week. So today I wanted to talk about something that can be a little hard to understand and see, but I think it's really important. And that's advertising on the internet. More specifically, I wanted to talk today about clickbait. So I'm going to start today by showing you these four news articles. Now they all have headlines, so I want you to read these headlines and try and think which of them you would want to click on first if you saw them just scrolling through a website. So I want you to pause the video here and just take a look at these for a quick moment. Now, which of those do you think is most clickable? I think they're all pretty clickable. They all have something that makes you want to click them. But what makes you want to click them? If you chose one, why do you think you chose that specific article to click on? Well, it has a lot to do with something called the curiosity gap. So, the curiosity gap is the desire that people have to figure out missing information. It's something that we all do. Think about it like this. Do you have a favorite actor or singer? Have you ever wondered where they were born or what they did in their spare time, what kind of music they listened to, just what they were interested in? Why do you think you were curious about stuff like that? It's because your mind doesn't like to have missing pieces or gaps in things that you know about. Each of those headlines is making your brain think that there's a gap in something that you already know about. And because you think there's a gap, it makes you want to fill in the curiosity gap. As a librarian, I spend a lot of my time helping people fill in the curiosity gap, so helping them find information about things that they know a little bit about, but they'd like to know more about. So it's interesting to see how this kind of technique can be used to sort of manipulate people into clicking on news articles. So let's start with an example based on one of those links I showed you a little bit ago. Let's go ahead and play that video game. It might actually be good for you. How does this image and headline refer to something that you already know about? I would argue that it probably refers to the idea that you know about video games, even if you've never played video games before. You know what video games are, you know that some people think they're very fun, and you know other people think they're probably a waste of time. So this tells you that there might be a good reason to play video games. So what knowledge gap does this headline say it will fill? I would argue that it'll fill the information of why playing video games is good for you. So by telling you that playing video games are good for you in the headline, they're creating a knowledge gap for you. They're making it so you think you don't know the reason why video games are good for you, and it makes you want to click on the article. There are lots of different kinds of headlines and images that use the curiosity gap to try and get you to click on them, including many news sites. But not all of them are the same. Some are clickbait. So, as the name suggests, clickbait is a compound word made up of click, in this case meaning following a link on the internet, and bait, which is something you use to catch something else, usually like a worm on a fishing hook to catch a fish. These are clues to the meaning, which is an online image or a headline that tries to get you to click on it, usually for advertising purposes. That's what clickbait is. We've talked a lot in the past about what internet advertising is and how people make money off of internet advertising. And it's really important to understand that to understand clickbait. So by getting you to bite on the hook, to click the link, clickbait headlines help advertisers make more money. When lots of people click on a link, an advertiser gets more traffic and can charge more companies more money for their ads. That's because if more people are seeing a certain web page, then the price of the ad goes up. It doesn't matter if people click on the link and find what they want, or find what they're looking for, or even if they're taken to the right site. In fact, clickbait can be pretty dangerous sometimes. It can potentially lead you to sites you didn't want to go to, which can be confusing and frustrating. It can infect your device with computer viruses, and it can lead to someone stealing your information if you click on the wrong link. So if you come across headlines that you think might be clickbait, avoid clicking it. Instead, do a Google search for the headlines to see if there are other sources that provide the information you're looking for, preferably trusted sources. We've talked in the past about using .orgs or finding websites like major news organizations or trusted organizations that you can count on to provide you with relevant information. Sometimes it can be hard to tell if the headline is just clickbait or if it's actually something worth clicking on, but there are a few things we can look for. Let's look at some clues together so we can try and find out if something is clickbait. A good clue to see if something is clickbait is it seems impossible or unbelievable. An example of this would be, think your cat loves you? It's actually plotting to make you sick. That's pretty unbelievable. You might be like, what? I love my cat. I should click on that to see what that means. Another clue is it tries to shock you. Clickbait is often trying to surprise you into clicking on it. It does this by saying stuff like, here are 10 facts you won't believe, or this answer is genius, or he went to open the door and then you won't understand. Stuff like that is meant to shock you and make you want to click on it to fill in that knowledge gap. Clue number 3 as to whether or not something is clickbait is it refers to a celebrity or a popular topic. For example, Kylie Jenner talks selfies and bubble tea. You won't believe what she has to say. Something like that is going to rely on the fact that you want to fill in your knowledge gap with these celebrities that you already know a little bit about. And by, like we said, by clicking on these things, you can be causing harm to your computer. You can be taking yourself to websites you don't want to necessarily be on, and it can just be generally unsafe. So it's important to remember these 3 clues. It seems impossible or unbelievable, it tries to shock you, or it refers to a celebrity or a popular topic. Those are really important. Now that we know more about clickbait, I hope we're going to be better suited to avoiding it online and not accidentally falling into the trap. Because it really is a trap. These advertisers are trying to use the curiosity gap to trick you into clicking on their article. And it can be really frustrating because you're not going to necessarily find the information you want by clicking on it. Most of the time, you're going to be brought to more ads, and that can be a really frustrating experience. So it's important to remember that we look for the clues of clickbait, we avoid clicking on it, and if you really are curious about something that you read on a clickbait article, you can do a Google search for it and try and find a more suitable website that can give you actual answers. Included in this lesson, I have attached to the email that I sent this out in a couple of handouts. You don't have to do any of them, but if you'd like to, they're really great tools for helping you get better at understanding clickbait. If you don't do them, that's totally fine though. I think it's really important that we spend some time getting outside and just enjoying ourselves and relaxing because we've had a lot of work to do recently. So I hope you have a really great week, and I hope you find the time to get outside and do a little something in this nice weather. Have a great day. Bye.